talk about successes. We try to start the meetings with successes. Did anybody do any downsizing work over the last couple of months?
Yeah, this is Joan, and yes, I've given some things to Helping Alaska group. They used to be Love Inc. and they changed their name a few years ago.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, you don't sell it to them, but this man and woman came out in a truck and they just unloaded, and I just, told them what I wanted to get rid of, and they kept getting rid of it. But that was before we had some snow, and they had to dump a double bed a double bed and the mattress, the box spring, the frame out the back door of the upstairs deck.
So they were taking things that they thought somebody else could use?
Yeah, they give them away to other people. I used to volunteer for them like maybe 10 years just as a phone answering person. And, they give you a form so you can, for your taxes, say this bed was worth so much or this bookcase was worth so much, but they don't pay you.
Right.
But that's okay.
It's a donation.
Yeah. Well, not only that, I am reluctant to have people I don't feel comfortable with just come into my house.
I didn't know that they would do that. That's good. And what are they called now?
Helping Alaska, and I can look up their information and
it would be online. That's really good to know. Yeah,
it's called Helping Alaska, and their office now is on 609 3rd Street.
Okay. That's good. I donated some things to an auction, a church auction. Unfortunately, not big things, but did get a few things out of the house. Anybody else?
Third Street's in Grail.
Okay. We don't have a meeting planned for next month yet. I think if we started this group about a year ago or a little over a year ago, I can't remember when we started. So we've been meeting every month except in December. And it would be nice to keep going with some other things. So if there are speakers you would recommend, or just ideas on what you would like to learn more about in ways to either donate or sell some of the items in your house, if you would let Leslie know, or you could just put something in the chat. We can capture the chat when you do the recording, right, Leslie? Is that comes with the recording, sort of, or you can?
I have not investigated that, so just in case, I'll copy and paste the whole chat history before I leave.
That'd be great, thanks. Yeah, so if any of you have any ideas as you think about it, as we're talking about other things, things you particularly would like to find out ways to get to better homes, donations or selling, put that in the chat and we'll see if we can find people to talk about those things. So today we're going to talk about auctions, and Dave, I'm sorry, Dave, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Catiller?
Catiller.
Catiller. From Great North Auction is here to talk about that company and what they do and probably what they don't do, but we're looking forward to hearing from you. So you can take the floor.
Okay.
Or window.
All right.
Whatever.
Good afternoon. I am David. I work for Kevin and Nope Drotzer. They own the Great North Auction LLC. Kevin's been in the business for about 35 years. I've been working for him for about 15 now. And Nope is usually the one that does everything I'm doing now. And I didn't realize how much work it was. It's a lot. So anyway, the auctions are, I sent Leslie a card that has the email and the website. because right now we're just doing online auctions. And when Kevin and Nook should be back in, I want to say February, March, but it's various usually. And anyway, the auction process, it's not too complicated, but it's we do pickups, we do cleanouts. We the difference between a pickup and a drop off is if you drop something off, the percentage that we get is less. But if we come pick it up, I mean, we've big or small, we sell it all pretty much. And we do cars, automobiles, motorhomes. We do not do houses. I mean, sometimes it depends, you know, because you have to have a real estate license in most states. So, but the process starts with, you call us up, you let us know what you have. Some people send us pictures, and we'll come and take a look at everything and let you know what we can take, what would be worth your while. Because some things that it just doesn't sell here. I mean, they'll sell, but not for what people want for it. So, but anyway, I'll show you some of the auction house now. This first part I'm showing you is what's online right now for sale, for auction. Or, well, some of it's going to be on the 16th. I'm going to start another one. What I do is I put about 100, 120 items on, and then I let it roll for a week. And then I start putting more to be able to start right after that auction ends. But this right here is what's on there now. But the rest is like, we buy storage units and we sort it all out. But that's what this big mess is right here.
So you list the items and maybe have photos?
Yes, there's full photos and full descriptions.
Okay.
So, and this stuff here, it hasn't been listed yet either. And I get the luxury of sorting through it all and putting it in lots or individual or whatnot. All this woodworking stuff here is online right now. I mean, we sell various of, oh man, tons of stuff. Like I said, cars, trucks, appliances, jewelry, ammunition, guns, just pretty much anything. So, but the process is, we get it in, I sort it out and make it individually. That way you get more money for what you have. And then I use this sheet here to break down each person's items. I'll show you that for you. It's a consignment contract. Then I write down basic, like pretty much basically what you have, but it usually ends up being way more, so you make way more money. The idea is the more we make, or the more you make for your stuff, the more we make. So we try getting as much for anything that we can. So, but it's a long process, but it keeps you busy, that's for sure. So, and then on the website, you just go to, did you get that card, Leslie? Oh.
I'm sorry, my phone wouldn't work. Yes,
Yeah, mine.
I got the card, and I plan on sending all that information out when I send the YouTube video link of this conversation.
Okay, great. All right. But yeah, it's all a process of how if you have anything you want, I mean, we could pick it up or you can have someone drop it off. The consignment contract, everything's written down as we pick it. I take pictures of it and write it down, and then you'll get the contract and all that. And it's pretty much, if you have stuff, you just call and we'll make an appointment. So, and then, like I said, I go through and sort it all out. And then you can put a reserve on it. And if it doesn't sell at the reserve price, we can re-auction it, or you can pick it up. Most people want us to keep it until it sells. So, but it just depends on your preference. So, and then when the auction, when they get back, we do live auctions here. And we usually have about 50 to 75 people, and he does one a week. And then you can put a reserve on, same. You can put a reserve on it. So anyway, that's pretty much how we do it. So if you have any questions, I'm open to answers.
How do you set the beginning bids?
What's that?
How do you set the beginning bids?
Well,
Or do
I
you?
go on, oh, I forgot to tell you about that. I go on eBay and Google. eBay, you can find almost anything on there. And you go to the completed items and you see what stuff's selling for right now. And usually started at half of that. But if you put a reserve on it, we'll usually go about $100 under that, just to get people interested, to start a bidding war. That's what you want, really. Want someone to just fight over it. But yeah, I do a lot of research. It takes me longer to do it than Noke, because Noke's been in the business so long, she already knows what stuff's worth, but I have to look it all up. So, but I do. It's so.
There was another question. Does somebody have another question?
I have a question. And it goes along with your deciding how much things are worth. Do you consult specialists in areas?
Yes. Like Kevin, like I said, Kevin's been in the business for 35 years. He's owned 2 pawn shops. We both, I mean, he knows a lot of art dealers here in town. He knows a lot of money specialists, furniture specialists. Furniture is a hard one though, because if you go buy it new at Sadler's, you buy a dresser, say for $600, you might get 200 here. So it's just, it's hard, you know, and the advertising, that's the huge thing, because we advertise on Facebook, we advertise in the Daily News Miner, we advertise in Top Class, Alaska Post, which is of the military bases. And we just started doing that about 3 months ago, and our business is probably got about 15% more business just by doing that. So we just advertise. And the best thing to do, that's why I set it all up, because he sends out pictures on Facebook and all that of everything. That way we get more of an audience for. So.
What about antique?
In a drop-off situation, what percentage can you keep for your business?
The percentage is 15% when you drop it off. I mean, we're all right now, it's because it's all online, it's 25%. But when it goes in-house, it's 15%, unless it's guns, ammo, and coins, money, you know, like jewelry, gold, silver, all that's at 10% flat. And you don't pay anything until everything's sold.
Question, do people have to show proof of ownership, say for expensive jewelry, or is this a situation where thieves could actually get rid of their stolen?
I don't know if that's been a case here, but I know that I don't think we've ever had that problem. And if we do, Kevin usually reimburses if they find out that it's just, I don't know, that's a kind of a hard question to answer, you know? So we usually don't have that problem. But that's a good idea though, to have proof of ownership. So.
Tell us again what percent the person who sells it gets.
For which, what?
Okay, if I was selling a dresser, what percentage of the sale would I get?
You'd get all of it minus, if you bring it in now with online, you get all of it minus 25%. That's it. If you bring it in live auction, it's usually 15%. This is what we get, you get the rest. So
Some people may,
85%.
some people may want to know how much, what the percentage would be if it was a pickup. Does that depend on how much is picked up or?
Yeah, I mean, we have a box truck and we usually require about like 10 items. So, I mean, I have access to a pickup truck too, which we could probably pick up smaller. But anytime we have to pick it up, it's 25%.
Okay,
Unless it's like a whole house, it's gonna take like 4 hours and excess labor. He'll charge you 15, I think it's $15 an hour. So it'd be the 25% plus $60.
got it.
Yeah, we picked up, we went to a place one time and they said, well, we have some household, and they ended up wanting us to take the whole house. It took us 5.5 hours to clean that thing out. It was crazy. So
Were you able to sell it all?
yes, we sell everything.
What sells the best, do you think? Or does it depend on the time of year? Or
Yeah, it's pretty much time of year. Like this time of year, we just bought some storage units, has a bunch of like camping and fishing. We save that for the summertime. Tools sell all the time good. Snow machine helmets, computers. It really pretty much depends on what time of year it is, and what sells more. Sports cards and jewelry always sell. Yeah, it just depends on the time of the year. And Kev's really good about knowing what to sell, when to sell it, and scheduling it around the seasons. So
When did you say that the in-person auctions were going to start again?
Kevin, he's probably been doing this for about 30 years. He started in town and he built this place on 1665 Richardson Highway about 15 years ago and moved out here. It's a bigger facility.
And when do you anticipate in-person auctions beginning again?
I want to say March, February, well, March, April. I'll say that to be safe.
Okay.
And they're going to be every week?
Yes, he has them every week when they're live.
are those showing online as well?
He'll advertise them online. Yes. And there is pictures too. You just hit upcoming auctions and it'll pop up and tell you dates and states, if it's storage. So, because we do a lot of states too, where we go to people's houses and just auction off there because it's cheaper in the long run.
Tell us about that.
What's that?
For estate auctions, you'd have to itemize everything first and then.
Yes, ma'am. That's a long process as well. We come in and we section everything off and put it in lots and put numbers on them, take pictures of it all, list it all. And it usually advertises one of those for like a month before we do it, like with pictures, and we won't put the address of where it's at, but we'll put pictures online. And some people don't want the name of the estate, so we don't do that either. So, but yeah, I mean, we usually we schedule that around advertising, which, like I said, the more people you get and they see what you get bidding wars going and you make way more.
Right. Then what about picking up things that you sell? Do people have to come to you to pick them up for the online and the one in person? People have to take it away from there?
You don't
Or-
have to, you can, I've shipped a couple things out. And I usually charge $5 because I have to burn my gas to go. Whatever the shipping is plus $5 is usually what it is. So.
Do you ever do minor repairs or cleaning up something in
Oh, yeah.
order to make it sell better?
Yes, I do that a lot. That's where most of the time is cleaning stuff, making sure it's okay and put together right.
In Fairbanks, Alaska, can you actually make money on selling antiques like furniture or
You can,
silver?
yes. Yeah, well, like I said, gold, silver, jewelry and sport, it always brings over spot. Especially here at the auction when they're live auctions. People go crazy with that kind of stuff. But the antique furniture, that's it's more of a how long you advertise it. So you got to have the right people for the certain things. But there's always that one person, you know. Just got to make sure you advertise long enough.
Now, if it's an online sale and somebody wants to actually see and pick up the item, can they come in and do that? Even though
Yes.
this, okay.
Yes, even on the online, you just call the number and it'll go to my mail or my number, and we'll schedule an appointment. I'm usually here 12 to 3 every day, except for on the weekends. But anything online that you see you want to come look at in person, yes, you can preview. And then even when we have the online or the in-house auctions, we have preview. It's usually like 10 to 8. You can come in and look at everything, walk around, see what you want. Look at it, touch it, test it. So
do you keep running tally of where the bid is, or do you make a silent bid and?
nope, it's auctioned off actually when the live auction is. There's an auction. Kevin's an auctioneer.
No, online one.
The online one, it's you can bid what you want as much as you want to bid on it, but it'll only bid up to that amount. It's not silent. It's like eBay. You go and bid on something, you put the amount that you want to bid to, and it'll bid to that amount for you. It won't just go straight to that amount.
So you've got a time period for the online auctions, a week or a month or whatever?
10 days.
10 days.
Yep, 10 days. This one started on the 6th. It'll end on the 16th. And then right after that one ends, I'll have another one set up and it'll start. And the things that don't sell, I usually just relist them. So
When you relist them, do you tell how many times how many cycles they've gone through?
no.
No.
I just relist them like it wasn't there before.
Okay.
Dave, I'm sorry, I'm going to ask you this question again, but so if I'm on the online bid, do I see what the top bid is at the time so that I can bid over that?
Yeah, whatever it is right now, whatever bid it's at right now, you can bid $5. I think the increments are 5 or 3. I'm not sure what Kevin has that set at.
Okay.
But yeah, you'll see what the bid is.
And we'll know how much time we have and
Yes.
the bidding stops. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And what day it ends.
So you make bids on storage units then, is that right? Storage units that haven't been, payments have not been kept up?
Hello?
Hi.
Sorry,
You-
I lost sound there for a minute.
You make paint, you buy the storage unit material
Yes, we buy storage units. Sometimes, if you name a price of what you want for something, Kevin might just buy it outright. He's done that a couple times.
Mhm.
So, yeah, there's always negotiable. But once the contract's signed, it has to be auctioned off. We can't just sell it.
Mm.
So if someone came in and said, well, I'll give you such and such for this, so we can't do it. It's
Going back to the storage units, have you ever found any wonderful surprises?
oh yeah, definitely. So I would think about 2 years ago, he bought a storage unit, had a bunch of brand new basketball cards, the boxes, and there's like 8 of them in there that had the Kobe Bryant cards. And
Ah,
that's right after he passed away. And because they were brand new in the box and there was other cards in there, he was getting like $10,000 a box. So he made about 60 grand off that unit. I think he
Oh.
paid $420 for it. So, you find gold, silver bars, you find all kinds of stuff in these things.
Surprises
Yeah, it's fun.
and junk.
It's a lot of
probably.
work.
Yeah.
and did you say you do sell firearms?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you put any, character searching on who wants to buy them?
We advertise the gun auctions. We advertise them for about a month before we even we'll put pictures online.
Mhm.
That way people can see. Those are usually our fullest auctions. And the people can't take them. They have to go to, we have a gun dealer that he takes them all to his house, and they have to go there and fill out the paperwork, the correct paperwork, so they can legally get them. We don't just sell them to anybody.
So
So
there is a background check before
Yes,
somebody
ma'am.
gets it done?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
So do antique firearms sell well?
Yes, ma'am. Any firearms, sure. Well, even BB guns.
How many pieces of furniture usually are present in the online and the in-person?
In person, it's quite a bit. The in-person one's easier. Like right now, I have a whole U-Haul truck full of a lady's stuff that I picked up yesterday that I'm gonna unload this weekend, and I'm gonna try having it on the next auction. She got like armoires, table, 8 chairs, couches, hope chest, king size beds, TV stands, bookshelves, day beds. There's all kinds of stuff in that one. And in here right now, I have tables and beds and everything I still have to lift. I haven't even gone through it yet. So there will be a washer and dryer on the next one for sure. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff.
Okay, so this is my curiosity. Did you notice any changes with COVID? COVID now?
Well, with the COVID, Kevin did the online auctions because we couldn't have people in here. So, and that cut into the business big time, but now, no, haven't seen much of a change.
Cool. You rallied.
Yes, ma'am.
More people are used to doing things online, maybe.
Yeah, everything was done online during COVID. So, yeah, and usually in the winters, he just shuts this down. But this year, he said, well, you want to try online auctions? I said, sure, why not? Something to do. So
Is it worth it?
yeah, so far, yeah. So it's getting better, that's for sure. It's because it's hard to advertise, and people, they miss the in-house auctions too. I like them better myself, but it's worth it. We're getting more recognition. This auction here is way better than the first one I did. So a lot more people are bidding on stuff. So, and it's nice because I get to clear stuff out so I can put new stuff in.
So is there a regular schedule for your in-person auctions? I mean, is it,
Yeah, he usually does them. Well, sometimes I'll do 2 a weekend. It depends.
so it's
And-
every weekend?
Yes, ma'am. Every weekend.
On Saturday?
Yes. Well, sometimes I have them Friday and Sunday. And then towards the end of the year, he starts just going Saturday. Actually, not this year. He actually did one auction Friday, one auction Saturday, and an auto auction Sunday. That was crazy. That was way crazy. There's a lot of work setting these things up. So,
Yeah, I can imagine.
All we have to do is go to your website to find out what auctions are scheduled.
yes.
Okay.
Well, if you go to the website and you click on online auctions right now, it'll take you straight to AK Bids, to the auction that's going on now. And then you just sign
Yeah.
up and then go ahead. Hello?
Does a person need to register before they bid on anything?
Yes, ma'am. It's a fairly simple process.
So what do you need besides name and address?
Name, address, and email.
Ah.
I think you have to put your phone number in there too. That way, when you win something, I call you and let you know. Arrange for a pickup.
Hmm.
And there is a 10% buyer fee on top when you buy something. Say if you spend $100 on something, it's 110. Here, I'll show you this picture right here. See it?
Yeah,
Is that
Mhm.
10% of the total purchase price that they bid on?
Yes, total. If you win 5 items and it's like I said, $100, it's $110.
Oh, it's $10, not 10%.
It's 10%, yes. If you, I mean, 10% of 100 is 10% or $10. So
Okay, got it.
would you be available to walk through a house and look at things and see what you think would make good auction items?
I can do that, yes.
See what people might be interested in?
Yes, ma'am, I can do that.
What's the most interesting thing that you found or auctioned off besides the cards that you found?
Most interesting thing I auctioned off, it was a 1963 Ford Mustang.
Ah,
That was wild.
I'm not a Ford guy, but it's still impressive to see how people go crazy over them cars. So he had a 71 Corvette Stingray. That was pretty interesting too. So it's interesting to see how people, I mean, some people pay 3 times of what something's worth, you know? It's crazy.
well, especially if other people are bidding, it's interesting in auction because, yeah, you get into it and you tend to
Mhm.
get picked up.
So legally, how do you handle buyer's remorse if people don't have the funds to pay for it?
Pay for the items.
Yeah, the item that they bid on.
He'll usually just re-auction it off.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's a very fair person.
Yeah, he is.
He's very, very fair.
How do the buyers pay? Cash, check, credit card?
Certain people will let paycheck that he knows. If he doesn't know you, then it's cash credit. gold, silver. It's what he always says, so. Say that.
Any
What's,
other questions? There must be more.
what's the website address?
I sent that to Leslie. She's gonna give it to you guys.
Oh, okay,
Or I could just tell you if you want. It's not a problem.
okay.
You ready?
Yep,
Okay, it's www.greatnorthauction.com.
thank you. Years ago, maybe in the 1970s, there was somebody, I think out of Seattle, that would bring truckloads of stuff up here. And like at the Travelers Inn, they
Mhm.
would rent a big room. And I don't remember, no, it was an auction. And they had large numbers of fireplace mantles.
Huh.
The old Victorian ones. And
Oh, wow.
they were in good shape, and they had a lot of big cupboards from these old houses. And I've never heard the end of this, but I paid $5 for, I think something that was worth 3 cents. It was a coin, a 3
Uh-huh.
cent. So I still hear about that from my husband.
Jeez. That's probably worth way more than $5 now.
If I could find it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we've had crazy wars over some of the coins we get in here. It's nuts.
Do stores ever give you things to sell?
Who?
Maybe they're closing out on something or?
Stores in
Yes,
town?
we've actually done a lot of business auctions that are going out of business. We've done a lot of those. And
After an auction is over,
We couldn't hear the last whoever was talking.
yeah, I didn't hear.
I think it was Sylvia, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, okay.
What about Alaskana items? Scrimshaw, ivory.
Oh yeah, that sells really well too. And that's another long advertisement.
Mhm.
We do ivory, we do baskets. That all that's usually high end auctions that we have. Is like keep it in the back, and then it's like especially towards the dividend times, you want all that kind of stuff.
Darn year, just passing it through.
Do you do any clothing, like parkas and things like that?
Yes, parkas and stuff like that, leather coats, sports coats, regular clothes, not too much. It just doesn't sell.
Well, it's hard with sizing and stuff, but yeah.
What's that?
It's hard when you need to find something a particular size or it won't work, so.
Yeah. Well, before we sell it, we say what size it is.
Mhm.
So.
I know more about this than.
so is there a summary after auctions are over? So that you know what prices things went for?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's on this whole consignment sheet. Then you'll have, like, here, let me show you these. Every item that sells gets one of these tickets, and it'll tell you what it was and what it sold for.
Can't see it. Oh, okay.
That'll be for each item. There will be one of those. So the more items, the longer it takes for me to process it. So,
Do you hire extra people to help you with the live auctions?
yes, there's like 4 or 5 of us usually in here. We pick the item up so people know what they're bidding on. Kevin will give them the description and then start the bidding.
Yeah. That's
And how
that's a
long do
job.
those auctions last?
Depends on
The-
how many, the average is about 2.5 hours.
Okay,
That's the average. I mean, we've had some that's taken 4.5 hours. So it depends on what we have out in here.
You sell books?
We do. It depends. If they're older books, they bring money, but what we usually end up doing with books is donating them. Kevin will buy them and donate them. They're not really, if they're old vintage, they sell pretty good. If they're not, then people don't buy.
Old meaning,
Like old Mark Twain, stuff like that.
Okay.
Alaskana, stuff. It varies really.
okay,
And some of the books we get in are really valuable, and he'll just fold those in the case and sell them up front, because everything, all the jewelry and the expensive stuff always goes up front in the glass case. And we always have security in here making sure no one's taking stuff or switching things around, or it's like we'll have flats of stuff and people will take stuff out of there and try to put it in the other one because they want that one thing, and it's crazy. But we always have security on. Plus he's got cameras everywhere. So
that's good to know.
yes.
Mhm. In the online auctions, do you have an option to buy it now, like eBay, I
No.
think does? And,
No, we don't.
oh, okay. Well, it's good to bid against other people, I think, sometimes.
Yeah. That's, like I said, a good bidding war is always good. It's good for the person that we're selling their stuff. That's for sure.
Right. Are there any other questions? Or do you have any questions for us?
No, I appreciate your time. So,
I think I know more about auctioning now than I knew before, so.
that's good. All right.
I'm
Well, there was
looking
some-
forward to going to an auction.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to having y'all. So, all right.
there are some things in the chat, but I can't read them. Does somebody else want to read them and see if that's something that we need to ask Dave about?
Don wanted to know his question is, what if the reserve is out of line?
We get that a little bit. We'll run it. We'll entertain the idea, and then we'll run the auction, and then no bids or nothing on it. And then we'll call the person back and try negotiating with them. And usually they'll negotiate, but we can research it, find and send the person a link of showing them what him or her what is really worth. So.
Any other questions there?
Pretty good here.
Or was that it?
That was the only question for Dave.
Okay. Great. Well, this has been very informative. Really, thank you, Dave.
No
Thanks so much
problem.
for joining us, and I'm sure you'll see some of us online or at the in-person often,
Okay, sounds great.
or both.
Okay.
As we do have a lot to rehouse, I think.
Is it easy to find a parking place where your office is?
Yes, ma'am. I'm the only one here usually.
How far down the ridge?
You go to Badger, the first Badger exit, it's probably about half a mile past that on the right. It's a big blue building. You can't miss it.
Okay.
And during live auctions, there's a big, huge LED sign up front. You can't miss it. But right now, we don't have it on.
Okay. Good. Thanks so much. Thanks, everybody, for your questions.
Mhm.
Good
Thank
to
you.
see you. We'll have to.
Yeah,
I
Thank you
enjoyed
very
it.
much.
Thank you.
Thanks,
really enjoyed it.
All right. I'm glad I could be informed. Information for you.
Thanks.
Yeah. No problem. Y'all have a great day.
You too. Thanks so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Leslie.
Well, thanks, you guys.